Well, hi, friends, and welcome to your first C Group session. Now, let me say thank you for being brave. I know some of you are in some places where you've never been before. You're in somebody else's house that you've never met. And if you've opened up your house, you're like, I got strangers sitting around my living room. And so I know it's a little bit weird, but listen, just relax. Everybody that's in your group is safe. Everything is going to be fine. So you're in a good place. I'm really excited because some of the most deepest spiritual times, that's not good English, but some of the deepest spiritual times that I've had have been in groups, in smaller groups of people. And so as you go on this journey, you're going to find that you're going to connect with people and you're going to move closer to Christ. It's just going to be fantastic. But let me give you some guidelines by way of reminder, or maybe if you're new in our C Group system, let me just give you some guidelines that will help you get the most out of C Group. Scott's 5 guidelines to an awesome C Group experience. Here they are. Number 1, give. Number 1 is give. That's a great guideline. And that means that you need to converse. So there'll be some times where your leader will ask a question and sometimes you'll get the, I don't want to say anything. Just give. Just converse, okay? It's going to be okay. And you're going to, even beyond giving that way, you're going to find that throughout the course of time, as you build relationships with people, you're going to want to spend a little bit of time with them and maybe give them a little text during the week or give them an encouraging email. So get to the place where you're comfortable giving, okay? That's the first guideline. The second guideline is just the opposite. Get yourself in a place where you're comfortable taking. Get yourself in a place where you're going to be comfortable taking, because what will happen as friendships are developed is that people in your C groups will maybe want to give to you. And I know you're like, man, you could give me my next car payment. I'm saying that they may want to support you in some ways. And we're sometimes not very good takers. And so if you have some people in your C group that want to encourage you or say, hey, let me just give you some encouragement, man, you take that encouragement. Or they say, how can I help you out? Let them help you out. Be a good taker. Now, I will say this. There's a difference between a taker and a mooch. Don't be a mooch, but be a good taker. So number 1, give. Number 2, take. Here's my third guideline, and that is this. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Like, here's a little secret. The people that are in your C group, I know right now you're looking at the TV screen and you don't want to look left and right, but the people that, if you look left and right, these people, they got issues. Like, they're messed up. Like, they got some baggage. So here's the deal. Just be vulnerable. You're not the only strange one in the room right now. And so let me encourage you at times just to crack your heart open and say, like, I just want to be honest here. We don't need to put up any pretension. We don't need to act. So just be vulnerable. And for some of you just may need to be vulnerable, like by answering questions out loud or stating some prayer requests. Or for some people, it may be that you need to be vulnerable by praying out loud. That might be a vulnerable move for you. Nobody's going to force you to do any of that, but just be vulnerable because, again, it's a safe place. That's my third guideline. My fourth guideline is to follow up. To follow up. And that means that your C group is really going to go beyond just the one night that you meet together. And you're going to find that during the week, the Holy Spirit is going to put the names of some of your C group friends on your mind. And so you're going to want to follow up with them. And so you can follow up with just a quick text. Hey, Bill, thinking about you and just want you to know I was praying for you. Or, hey, Julie, how can I pray for you this week? You were on my mind. Whatever it is, to follow up with some of the people that are in your group as the Holy Spirit places that on your mind. So that's number 4, follow up. And here's the final guideline, and that's this: push yourself. Push yourself. That kind of ties in a little bit with being vulnerable, but maybe you need to push yourself to pray out loud. Maybe there'll be a night when your leader's not going to be there and will say, hey, could you lead tonight? And you're like, man, I don't think I could lead tonight. Push yourself. Maybe you could even say to your leader, hey, can I help you do something? Push yourself. Get outside of yourself, and I think you're going to have a great experience. Well, as we go in this season of C Groups, we're in the book of Romans. Now, the book of Romans is a great book. It's said that Romans actually summarizes the entire Bible. So the entire Bible summarized by one book. Now, this book is thick and it's deep, and there are going to be some times when you are scratching your head and you're like, I'm not sure that I totally get that. And so we're going to try to make things as simple as we can. No possible way that we're going to be able to cover everything in the book of Romans, but the things that we see there, we're going to try to make them as understandable as possible. But if there are some times that you're like, whew, man, I'm just going to have to think about that for a while, that's okay. It's thick, it's deep, it's theologically dense in this place, and that's all right. But you're also going to have some great aha moments when you're like, oh, that's what the Lord means when He's saying that. That's what that word means. And so you're going to have this great journey. So again, it's said that Romans summarizes the entire Bible. And in the book of Romans, there are 2 verses which summarize the book of Romans. So follow that. Romans summarizes the entire Bible, and then there's 2 verses in the book of Romans which summarize Romans. So the entire Bible really can be drilled down to these 2 verses. And those are the verses that you're going to look at today and that you're going to discuss. And as you do, there's going to be some big things in there, but you're going to pull those apart. And what you're going to find is, as you explore what Paul is writing to the Roman church, what you're going to find is that you're going to be able to understand things a little bit more. There's going to be some actions that come out of that. And my great hope and my great prayer, and really my expectation, is that tonight and the rest of the times that you're together on this entire journey, you're going to move a step closer to Christ.